Hi, everyone. Justine Froelker here. I am an author and speaker and certified Dare to Lead Facilitator. And I'm going to practice what I teach a little bit myself because I am scared to put a video on LinkedIn. It's intimidating, and I totally have imposter syndrome. And you cannot have courage and comfort. So I'm going to be uncomfortable and choose courage because that's how much I love this work. So when I do all my trainings and my speaking engagements and things like that in my workshops, one of the things that the stumbling blocks I have to teach around or teach through is that I know feelings feel gross and like they get in the way of your job and your work and your team, and that people just need to leave everything at the door and come do their jobs and work. Here's the deal though. Your job and your teams are full of human beings. Human beings have lots of feelings, and the less we talk about our feelings, the more they run the show. So in the new curriculum, the Dare to Lead curriculum based off of the research of Dr. Brené Brown, we know for a fact that the number one barrier to courage is tough conversations. And right below that is fears and feelings. Here's the deal. If you're not willing to have tough conversations, most likely the tough conversations that need to be had around all the fears and feelings that are happening at your workplace, you're going to spend 90% of your time managing behaviors that are results of those fears and feelings. So we can't rid work of our fears and feelings, okay? We just can't. We have to learn the skills, the tools, and the language to have the tough conversations, to love people well, and lead in a daring way. But what I want to share with you today is this piece that when you're not talking about your fears and feelings in an appropriate way with boundaries, which is a big part of the work also, it means we often live in the stories that we make up in our head. So it's one of the most powerful pieces of this work, is one of the mantras that we teach is the story I'm making up is, because our brains are literally wired for story, literally biologically wired for story, whether or not the story is right. And as a licensed professional counselor with 20 years of experience, my first career, current career, whatever, I can assure you the stories that your head makes up are almost always incorrect. So when we're living in the stories that we make up, we are literally reacting to our lives from all of those fears and feelings that we are attempting and telling our teams to leave at the door when they walk into work. How's that working out for you? How's productivity? How's the culture? How are people feeling? Are they being innovative and creative? Do they feel seen? I love teaching this work because can you imagine a world where everyone felt seen and known and heard at their workplace, where we actually spend more time awake than we do with the people who are supposed to love us at home? What if we felt seen there? Not many of us have been taught the skills, the tools, and the language to help people feel seen, okay? So I want to give you an example that came to me when I was doing my meditations this morning, my prayer and meditation time. Self-care. Welcome to this work. So let's say I have this great idea. I talk to my work best friend about this idea, and he is so supportive of it. He thinks it's awesome. Definitely thinks I need to pitch it in the next meeting. So I work up my courage. I pitch this idea in front of the whole in front of the whole team. Meanwhile, I see Janet's over there. I'm pretty sure she's reading the text that just came on her phone. Bob's over there, and I'm almost positive I just saw him roll his eyes and sigh. And then meanwhile, my work best friend, he's sitting there, and he won't make eye contact with me or support my idea, even though he said it was a good idea. What happens in that moment? My brain makes up a story. Oh my gosh, she doesn't even care. She's more worried about her text message. And he thinks I'm an idiot. He thinks I can't even do this. He's not even listening to me. He just rolled his eyes. And what the heck is my best friend doing over there? I thought he had my back. I knew they didn't trust me. I'm a failure. We go into this story that we make up, and our brain gets a chemical reward because we think that story is right. And we want a story that has a beginning, middle, and end. So what happens is I'm hooked. I feel emotion, I feel fear. And if I am not willing to lean into that emotion and get curious about it and what it bubbles up for me and talk it out, I probably react from my emotions and I don't respond to my life. I might call my husband and yell at him. I might shoot off 3 crappy emails to other coworkers because I'm all triggered, rather than leaning into curiosity and being like, I kind of feel like you guys don't think this is a good idea. Like the story I'm making up is that you think I'm an idiot, that you don't care. Is that what's going on? And then you give Janet over there the chance to say like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I just saw a text. My father just went to the hospital. Meanwhile, we were making it up all about ourselves, the story that we make up. So that's just like a little snippet of this work. I mean, there's a ton of it. I mean, it's a 16-hour full curriculum. So, but I just felt really called to share a little bit about this work and practice what I teach and do a video, my first video, on LinkedIn. So I would love any comments or questions down below. If you're interested in doing this work with me or bringing me to your organization, I can really teach this work in just about any format, and I love it, and I'm very good at it, and it changes your entire life. So hope you all are having a good Thursday. I mean, we are here in St. Louis because the Blues just won the Stanley Cup. It's amazing.